Yes, I just accused you all of having personal pollution. It's true. Okay, so what I do is, one of the things I do is I teach at Stanford, and so Stanford Business School, and I'm gonna go over, because I only have 15 minutes, one formula that I love to start with. And so by all means, try it on yourself, okay? So here we go, and this line is, no one's coming. No one's coming to save you. And I particularly want you to focus on the areas that you actually would like to disappear, like that husband and that part of your relationship, like whatever you don't want to deal with, this is for that, okay? And who's coming to save that area of your life? You, right? And if you don't come, good luck. Okay. Oop, wrong way. Okay. So in the formula, the first thing I ask you to do, or the first thing I tell you, is that I'd like you to break out life into 18 different areas. Yes, 18. And what I want you to do first in the formula is I'd like you to dare yourself to come up with your own ideal in each one of those areas. Your ideal. For your sex life, for your family, for money, for your career, for your family. Most people like to throw their, sorry, you may not be one of these people, but many people are like, not my brother. I'm not taking my, like, don't make me have a dream that has to do with my whole family. I'll like focus on my kids, but not my entire family, right? So the first thing I ask you to do in the formula is dare yourself to have a dream about what it would look like for you if you could have what you wanted. I'll say one more thing about that. You'd be shocked at how hard it is for you to actually say what you want and to really spell it out and to be clear about it. The first thing I have to do is send people back after they actually answer that question to go do it again because they actually fluffed, like they didn't say it straight enough, they weren't clear, they won't go for it. And the main reason people won't go for it is because if you actually said what you wanted, you'd have to deal with it. For real. You don't want to deal with it? Oh, oops, sorry, wrong way? Okay, so then the second thing you do, so after you now have officially said what you really want, I give you a rating scale of 1 to 10. Where are you at? Now from your ideal, where are you at? 10 the best, fleeting moments of sublime happiness, right on that beach. And then 1, you'd rather drink about it, okay? You're not gonna talk about it, that area, okay? You see the scale. All right, so I ask you to rate your life in that area, and then I ask you to tell me why. Why? Why? How come? Why don't you have what you want? Okay, now you can start to hear this is where I'm coming for you, right? So once you spell it out, what you're actually spelling out is, the sad story in your life about why you can't have money, or why you hate money, or why you resent stuff. I gave up on sex, after that husband. Okay, so rate your life, trust your ideals, trust your ideals, and face your excuses. So here we go. Oh, and if you find yourself that you absolutely love an area of your life, or you love a few really good areas in your life, by all means focus on the ones you don't love. But I also dare you to dream bigger, right? So some people are really happy, right? Like, oh, great. Everything's great in that area. Yeah, okay. Well, then you're in charge of saving the world in that area. Please, really do something about it. What are you going to do? If you're a great speaker, if you are a great doctor, if you're great at something, can you please take that out in the world? Really, I demand it, actually. It's a little rude of me, but I do. You might all appreciate it, though. Not this crew. Oop, wrong way. Here we go. Okay, let me stay there for a second. Okay, so you now got the formula, right? So you've said your ideal, you've rated your life, and you've explained why you don't have what you want. Then I introduce 3 words. First word, this way. I call you a chicken. If you go through that paragraph of why you don't have what you want, you will find language upon language about why it's not your fault. You can't. You shouldn't. It's his fault. Why can't you go have that conversation with your mother? Why can't you tell your husband what you really want? Why? I swear you are up to your eyeballs in chicken squawking conversations, right? No matter how enlightened you are, I find the chicken. For any area that's under a 7. Chicken, fear. Yes, we've all been talking about that, but okay, and I dare you to start to listen to it. Go any area of your life and start to listen why you don't have what you want. And you'll hear the chicken voice, okay? And what I call that little voice in your head is your inner dialogue. You are talking to yourself a mile a minute. And so I like to tag the little voice in your head so you get stuck being able to catch it, because then you have a chance in hell of what I like to call is killing the voice, okay? Uh-oh, next voice. The brat. Yes, you haven't grown up sometimes. Brats, right? So why didn't you go to the gym? Oh, I'm sure it's an enlightened answer. Right? Why didn't you have sex with your husband? You know sex is great for a marriage, right? Everybody, sorry, if you don't know that, sex is really great for marriage, especially after the first 5 years. Start, actually more. Right, if you want to keep a great marriage alive, right? But if you sit there and you wonder why, and you're like, I swear it's a brat that goes, I'd rather go to sleep or watch TV. Eat potato chips, anything but actually, light a candle. Okay. Last word. This word is more like a phrase, okay? And it's called the weather reporter. Okay, so you know what a weather reporter is. They absolutely have no control over the weather. The best you can do in life, right? The best a weather reporter can do in life is tell you what to wear, right? And how to, oh, it's going to be a rainy day today, right? So I compare the way you talk about yourself to you acting like a weather reporter in your own life. You know how I am. Really? I know how you are. How are you? Oh, I'm not really good with that. Oh, I've never been able to do that. Oh, well, you know how money is. I'm an artist. Right? It's the weather. Right? This is how it is, Lauren. This is how it is. Right? It's like the weather. Do you have any control? Absolutely not. Do you have control over your personality? Absolutely not. This is how I've always been. This is how I am about food. This is how I am about discipline. I'm bad at discipline. Really? What does that actually look like on the court? It looks like eating a donut. It really does, right? I'm bad at it. Gets the donut. Do you understand? I'm bad at discipline. I get the donut. And then I feel sad. I'm so sad about that. Okay? So I come for the weather reporter in you. And if you go back to that formula, okay, of any area that's under a 7, I will find those words, right? I will find your theories of why you can't have what you want, and it will sound to you like saga and deep and true, like the weather. You cannot change the weather, can you? No. Okay, but watch this. Okay, so next slide. Oop, there you go. Okay. How do you save the day? Personal integrity. What is personal integrity? Keeping a promise to yourself. I do not focus on your ability to keep promises to other people. I'm actually not that impressed. I mean, that's lovely, but you really keep a promise to someone else so you don't get in trouble, right? But what about the promises to yourself? Going to that gym, getting what you want, making any promise to have anything that scares you. Right? Personal integrity is the only way out. Being able to keep a promise to yourself. And if I asked you to make a list of promises you wish you were making, you all can make a list. Right now. It's not that you don't know what to do. That's not your problem. It's doing it. Now you can hear the brat or the chicken come in, right? Or the weather reporter. Explain why you're different. And it's real. Do you hear me? It's clear. Okay, so personal integrity is an ability to keep a promise with yourself. But please remember, I understand that we are jerks at keeping promises with ourselves. Totally jerks, especially in areas you don't want to deal. So how do you trap a jerk? Now, of course, this trap is the trap I need, because I win the Brat Chicken Jerk Award. Absolutely. And then this is what works on me, and then now I've been able to teach it to lots of people. Thank God. Okay, so you make a promise. And I have promises in all areas of my life where I don't want to keep them. Very important. So here's a funny promise, right? And it's true. I have a promise to have sex with my husband twice a week. We've been married 12 years, and been together 15, and that's an important promise to keep my marriage sexy and hot and fun, right? Good promise. Guess what happens to me if I don't keep that promise? Because if you left it up to Lauren, I'd rather watch TV, hang out, go play with my kid. Like, there's a list before get in bed, right? And sleep with that same man, right? Though he's pretty cute. He's pretty cute. So anyway, so watch this. It's kind of funny. So guess how I keep my promise. Everyone knows about it. That's important. You must tell everybody. Sorry. I'm just telling you how to make it work, right? If you make a promise and you make it public to someone who's listening and cares, they will be like, did you keep your promise? Right? Now watch this next part. Okay? I put in a consequence. Right? Why do you pay taxes? Because you have no choice. Why do you keep a promise? Why are you not late? You'll get in trouble. We're not that advanced in this area. We need a consequence, except you don't keep promises to yourself because you don't ever notice the consequence, right? You just, okay, you're upset that you're overweight or you're upset that you haven't gone for it, but you've been figuring out how to live with that. You tell yourself the story. You feel bad for yourself. There's many coping mechanisms. You have a cocktail. So I go straight for the cocktails, actually. So my sex promise twice a week. If I don't keep that promise, I don't get TV the next week, a whole week. Now, that's one of the ways I blow off steam. I know that is hysterical. This is a true story. I need a consequence. Now, I understand I have a silly consequence. Another good consequence that works on me every time is money. If I owe money to, I actually always pay my sister. I hate paying my sister. Right? It's not a bad place to put money. Yeah. Right? And she loves to follow up with me. Right? She'll be like, because I have to get manicures. I can bite my nails, right? So for any bad trait that you have or anything you don't want to be doing, if you put in a public promise and a consequence, and you make that consequence public to someone who's coming for you, yeah, watch how you changed your life, right? And then just also think about it this way. If I gave you $10,000, sorry, put it in euros, $10,000 if you kept your diet promise for a month. Do you understand you wouldn't feel bad about keeping a diet promise anymore? It'd be over. Be like, oh, that's great. And all of a sudden, you'd figure out how to have discipline, right? So the point is that the ability to change your life is seconds away from putting your brat or your chicken or your ability to weather report on a leash. Okay? I think I made that clear. I'm running out of time. Two other important things I'll say really quickly. In your life and in your past, there are things that haunt you. I could get you to make a whole list. Unraveling and resolving what haunts you from your past is the most important thing I could beg you to do. Not because you should go hate that person or you should go, like it's bad and they're bad and it's everybody else's fault, but ready for what I find in most hauntings? Lies. The ones you tell yourself. It's not true, and it's haunting you, and things haunt you because they inappropriately shaped your life. Even the scary things should have shaped it differently, or else it wouldn't haunt you. It'd be a story you love to tell. So I'm talking about the ones you hide and that you suffer from. And studying your family's past, the lineage, so one of the things I make people do is make a list of all their parents' traits. And then I ask you how you have every last one of those traits formed in your own life, so that you can start to language and talk about yourself and talk about your traits and talk about your personality. Because what I find is most people hide their personality, the real one, And the change in life that is the most important is to actually not hide the real you and to actually get a sense of humor and start dealing with it. There you go. Ah, one more. Okay, so here, ready? How to be a hero in your own life. Tell the truth. Get straight about your own ideals. Find the chicken and the brat in you for real, and the weather reporter. Start making your own weather by making promises and consequences, okay? And then what will happen if you actually get good at keeping a promise to yourself is you will be proud of yourself and you will think anything is possible. The end.